Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Erica and I make videos all about making and selling candles. And in today's video, I thought it would be really interesting for both you guys and myself as well, because I really needed to sit down and break down the numbers for myself to see how much profit I've actually made over the course of the 51 days that I've been selling on Etsy. I do want to go ahead and put a disclaimer in this video just to let you guys know that the numbers that I'm going to be showing you guys, it doesn't mean at all that is going to be the numbers that you're going to get within this amount of time. It's just documenting myself, my journey, where I'm at right now, and it also was very helpful for me to look through the numbers and see what my actual profits are. So I did also just want to make mention that I'm on YouTube. And I have built an audience of people that want to support me. So a lot of these sales did come from my subscribers. So that is something else to keep in mind for you guys just starting out and just, getting your listings up on Etsy. If it's been a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and you haven't had any sales, don't give up. Don't think that your products suck. Don't feel down about it. Just look for different ways you can market. Work on your keywords, work on your SEO. Later on in the future, once I get the hang of Etsy a little bit more, I do want to talk more about that because I am focusing a lot on SEO on Etsy, and I have noticed that some of my keywords in my listings are the reasons on why my products did sell. But I just want to throw that out there. I'm on YouTube, so you guys have to remember that these numbers a lot of them are from my subscribers. So I just want to put that out there. I'm being 100% transparent with you guys. I'm not trying to act like, I did all of this myself just from Etsy with no marketing at all. I mean, I talk about it on YouTube, and I can tell because I have a 20% off coupon for my store, and I can tell the people that use it. Thank you guys so much for purchasing. So I just want to throw that out there and let you guys know that. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into the numbers. So breaking it down, just so you guys know, I had 101 sales in 51 days. Now, a sale does not mean 51 individual people. I believe it was around 64 people. It just means that I had 101 individual candles and wax melts that sold, which is crazy that I've had over 100 individual items sold. It's so cool. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and go through all of this with you guys, and I'm gonna fill everything out. So green is profit. Blue, I'm gonna use blue for gross sales, and then red is anything that's in expenses, just to color code everything. So I'm gonna start with blue, and we're gonna fill out my gross sales. So in 51 days, 101 sales, I grossed a total of $1,622.20. And I'm gonna try to write big for you guys. I tried my best. I do typically write pretty big, just so you can see, except for right here. I'll explain it a little bit more. And then I forgot this under here, so I just put it on this side. So for right now, gross sales, $1,622.20. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with gross sales is basically, it's not including any fees, any cost of goods, nothing like that. It's just the amount of money that you've grossed, and then what you're supposed to do from there is take out all of the expenses. So now we're gonna get into the expenses category. So shipping cost. If you guys haven't watched my previous videos on how I price my items and how I incorporated shipping into them, you can watch that video. I'll go ahead and leave a card up right here for you guys. And so for shipping cost, I do include $7 of shipping into my item price. So for shipping cost, this is the amount of money that I spent on shipping labels. So for all 101 items, this is the amount of money that added up together from the money that I spent on shipping labels. And that is $400. I thought this red was gonna be darker. $460.52. Hopefully you guys can still see that on there. So $460.52 is what I spent on shipping. Now, Etsy fees. I learned about Etsy fees last night. I finally sat down and I was like, okay, I'm gonna find out. I'm on Etsy. I need to find out if it's worth it being on Etsy, if I'm, spending way too much in fees, what exactly am I spending on it? And because I don't really understand Etsy fees, because it was like this much, and I'm like, oh, it's only 5%. It's not 5%. So I'm gonna go over this with you guys, and I'm gonna kind of explain it, and then I kind of did a simple formula for you guys. You guys know me, I like to create my own formulas. So listing fees for Etsy. When you make a listing on Etsy, no matter how many quantities of the item there is, it's 20 cents to list it. So it's 20 cents to list it. Also, do you guys like my whiteboard? Sorry, I forgot to mention that. I don't have my pieces of paper anymore. I upgraded to whiteboard. Anyways, second listing fee is after the sale. So when it sells, you pay another 20 cents. Don't know why. So that's already 40 cents in total just for the listing fees. Now we're at the transaction fee. So it's 5% for the transaction fee for your item. Now I will include this, or I will mention, this is not include sales tax. So I sell my candles for $29. These numbers are all based on $29 for me personally. So there's also a 3% plus 25-cent processing fee. So the formula that I came up with for you guys to plug in your numbers, all you do is take your listing price. So for me, it'd be $29. And then if you charge shipping, so for instance, if you do a $20 candle and you charge $6 shipping, you do $26. Whatever is the total price that it's going to come to for the customer to pay before sales tax. And you're going to multiply that by 8%, and you're going to add 65 cents. And that is going to be your total fee per item. So what I found out is that for every candle sold that I sell, it is a Etsy fee of $2.97 just for the fee. And then for every wax melt sold, it's $1.29. So that is a grand total for Etsy fees of, for all 101. I should put this up here, huh? 101 sales. Well, I'm saying it, you guys know. It's probably in the title too. 101 sales is $107.47. Now, I was actually pretty shocked at that number on just in 51 days, which is under 2 months, the amount of fees that you're paying for Etsy. And then I thought about it in my head. I was like, okay, so Shopify, because Shopify is the other option for me. I'm familiar with Shopify. I've had many Shopify stores before in the past few years, so I know how it works, and I know that it's about $30 a month. There are other apps that you do pay monthly for if you choose to, but the basic Shopify store is $30 a month, and I was thinking, $30 a month, it wasn't even 2 months. So for Shopify, it probably would have been around $50 in fees to have a Shopify store, which is less than half of the fees that I had on Etsy. However, what I was also thinking is, okay, well, how many sales would I have actually gotten though? You know, because I haven't done too much marketing except for on my Instagram and on YouTube. So I was thinking in my head, I was like, okay, so how many sales did Etsy actually bring to me though? Is this worth it for me? So the only way that I would actually know that is by having a Shopify store and comparing the two. So I feel like I'll definitely want to transition into Shopify. I will probably have both at the same time because I do want to see a real comparison between the two and seeing which one is actually more worth it. So I feel like that would be an interesting video for you guys to see later on, just the actual difference of Shopify and Etsy, which one's more worth it for the fees. But overall, I actually thought that was kind of a high number. But again, I'm on their platform. They're bringing me, a customer base. That's something that you also have to think about, you guys, is yes, these platforms, they, platforms like Etsy or eBay or Poshmark, platforms like that, they do charge quite a lot for fees, but you also have to remember that they're bringing you customers. The customers, they have, millions. I feel like they have millions of customers. I don't know. I haven't double checked that on Etsy, but they have lots of customers that are on there and you're not paying for them. So that is something else to keep in mind, that they have lots of customers that are being brought to you. So you have to think about it. Is that worth it? How much money would you be spending on ads versus how much money you're paying in fees for the same amount of sales? So there's so many different variables, there's so many things to think about, but I just want to throw that out there, just kind of food for your thought for you guys to think about as well. And then we're gonna go into over here, so shipping, supplies, cost. So these are broken down individually for each item. So the tissue paper, the bubble wrap, the thank you cards, the boxes, the poly mailers, anything that I use to ship out items that's obviously not the shipping label because we've already included that in the shipping price. This is the price for it. So we're looking at shipping supply cost right there. So for all 101 items sold, it cost $72.38 to ship out all 101 items total with the candles and the wax melts. Now we're down here to COG, which is cost of goods. And again, if you guys don't know how to calculate your cost of goods per item, per candle that you sell, I broke down an entire video of how to figure out your cost of goods. So you guys can check out that video as well. And this I added up. So each individual item, I have a general average of what it cost me to make my wax melts and my candles. So I have that written down and I just multiplied it by how many items actually sold. So my cost of goods is $311.67. So that's how much it cost me to make all of the candles and wax melts that sold. So from here, all we do is we take this number. So we take my gross sales, $1,622.20. We subtract the shipping cost, we subtract the Etsy fees, we subtract the shipping supply cost, and we subtract the cost of goods to get the total profit. Yay, we get to switch to green. This is the best color. So total profit was, I'm gonna make this bigger, $670.16. So that is how much I made in profit from all of the sales that I made on Etsy, all 101 sales. As you can see, this is all it broken down for you guys. This is the profit. And it's kind of one of those things where I don't know if that's good. I mean, it's profit, but you also have to think about, these numbers. But as I said in one of my other videos, is you also have to think about the big picture of how much am I spending in supplies versus how much I'm actually making in profit per month. Because I know that I spent more than this in a single month on shipping supplies, or sorry, yeah, shipping supplies too, but supplies in general to make my candles. So it's going to take a little while to get to the point where you are making more than what you're spending for all of the supplies to make everything. And that's just how business works. That's why this number is going to just be put right back into the business. So I can't look at that number and be like, cool, I have $670 to spend on whatever I want. No, if you're wanting to continue with your business, you have to take whatever money that you are making from it and just invest it right back into it. So that is my plan. And I'm also planning on whatever I make in profit or whatever I make in general, I'm starting to just take 25% out of that for taxes. I do pay quarterly taxes, so it helps a lot to just take that out of there and have it on the side so that I can just pay my taxes. And yeah, so that is my video on what I have made so far on Etsy. I hope it was easy, just kind of broken down for you guys. You guys know that I like to break things down. Absolutely love this whiteboard. You guys will see this whiteboard again, probably in a future video. So this video is probably going to be a little bit shorter, but I hope that you guys got a lot of insight on my Etsy shop and the numbers and everything. Hopefully you learned about the Etsy fees, because I know that that kind of confused me in the beginning as well. But if you guys have any other questions, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. And don't forget to like and subscribe this video if you did. And also don't forget to follow me on Instagram at MemoryBoxCandleCo. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.